You know what tech debt is, but did you know that there's a version of it in your body right now? And it's been compounding for years. Tech debt is simple. You take a shortcut in code today, ship it faster, the feature goes out, and everyone's happy. Well, I wish it worked that way. We all know that later you end up paying for it. The code breaks at 3 a.m., the test suite turns red, and you spend the whole sprint fixing something that should have taken an afternoon. Now, that's the deal that you made. You just forgot about it, and that's normal. Well, stress debt works exactly the same way. You skip lunch, you push through a headache, you answer Slack at midnight, you stay up to finish the deck, hit the deadline, and you look like a hero. But your body kept the receipt. And here's the thing that nobody talks about. Tech debt and stress debt are exactly the same. Same mechanisms, same way to pay it down. Let me show you. It's borrowed time. Making it work today by borrowing from the future always comes back to bite you at some point. In code, you're borrowing from the engineer who comes after you. Most of the time, that's just you, 3 months from now. You know that feeling when you have to build a new feature and you're going through the code and you're like, what is this mess? Who wrote this? And then you look back at the commits and it's you? Yeah, that happens because of tech debt. Trust debt is exactly the same. You're borrowing from a future version of you. You skipped the walk, skipped the meal, decided you didn't want to sleep, and in the moment you felt fine. But eventually the bill always comes due. And 3 to 6 months from now, when you're feeling absolutely miserable, anxiety peaks, Sunday scaries looking like a straight up horror movie, and burnt out where seeing a computer or hearing that beautiful Slack ping gives you PTSD. So remember, stress debt is borrowed time. At some point, you will have to pay it back. Which brings me to my next point. You have to pay it back with compound interest. Warren Buffett said compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Now, would you really want that working against you? One hack is fine, but hacks attract more hacks, and now you have a workaround for the workaround. File gets longer, code gets unmanageable. Before you know it, it's a monstrosity. Now, you don't notice it day to day, but give it long enough, and it'll look way bigger than you think you can handle. Your body does exactly the same thing. All of that cortisol, all of that anxiety keeps compounding and gets worse and worse. It's not about the tiny breaks that you've missed. One missed break turns into a weekly occurrence. One day of missing lunch becomes, I just don't have time to eat lunch anymore. And not being able to sleep becomes, I don't need to sleep anymore. In fact, sleep debt is its own thing. Did you know it could take up to 4 days to fully recover from just 1 hour of missed sleep? Now imagine you not being able to sleep for days. How long do you think that's going to take? That's exactly why a long weekend or taking a vacation doesn't fix you. You're not paying down the principal yet. You've barely covered the interest. Sometimes tech debt is smart. Just like real debt, there is such a thing as good debt. But if you do it wrong, you're going to be in a world of pain. This is where a lot of wellness content gets it wrong. Not all stress is bad. Stress helps you grow, makes you work within constraints, and really test your skills. When you're shipping something like an MVP, or, just testing something out, it's okay. It's okay that it's not perfect. Same thing with your body. A hard week before a launch, crunch sprint, or pulling a late night to ship something that you care about. All of that is fine and your body can handle it. You just have to plan the recovery. The danger isn't taking debt. It's taking too much of it too fast to a point where it becomes dangerous. As long as you track it and make sure that you're paying it down, you'll be okay. Ignore it long enough and it'll break you. Ignorance is bliss until it punches you in the face. You can ignore the tech debt and ignore the stress debt, but when it finally catches up to you, it'll feel like you were hit by a bus. In code, that looks like a production incident that no one saw coming, or the on-call page at 2 a.m. Everyone's asking, why is the site down? What happened? You find out that there's a huge rewrite that needs to be done, and everyone is pissed. The site's down for hours. Nobody knows what's going on. Your manager couldn't be more upset, and people are contemplating about quitting. Yeah, that's how bad it can get. In your body, that looks like burnout. The day that you just can't get out of bed. The panic attack that you have in the parking lot. And the doctor's visit where they say something needs to change. It's the 6 months off that nobody planned for. And here's the part that really gets me. The people who look the most productive are the ones who are the closest to the edge. The high performers, the people who everyone depends on, the ones who never push back on a deadline. They're not built different. They're just running on borrowed time. The output looks great until one day it doesn't. And by then, the rewrite is an enormous effort. I know you've seen this in code, and if you think about it, I'm sure you realize that you've seen it in people too. You do actually have to pay it back. The piper must be paid. There's no shortcut around this. No productivity app, no hack, no one coming to save you. The debt exists. The only question is whether you pay it down on your terms or whether it collects itself in a crisis. In code, paying it back is refactoring, allowing some cycles to fix the tech debt, tests, documentation, the unsexy work that no one wants to do. In your body, paying it back is rest, boundaries, and learning how to regulate your nervous system so you're not always on edge. And that's also the unsexy work. No one cares if you've been eating lunch every day. No one's going to give you a promotion for sleeping more. But you'll notice that the next hard week didn't wreck you like the last one did. It's always the same trade. You spend a little bit more time now, so you don't have to spend a lot more time later. And the hardest part isn't the work. It's noticing that the debt is there in the first place. Your code base has a ticket queue, so at least you know what debt exists. Your body doesn't, and nobody's tracking it except you. There is one way to pay down stress debt quickly, and that's by doing micro resets throughout the day. Every hour on the hour doing something that takes 10 to 30 seconds helps accumulate that stress debt in the first place. If you want to know exactly how to do these micro resets, comment guide below and I'll send it to you.